originally is from the Northwest Territories, and she just lives north of the Hat. She tells me it's about an hour drive, and so I wanted to introduce her, and she's definitely a mentor with Sabrina and I, and she's just part of our little family that we have created so far. So without further ado, I wanted to give it up for Bertha.
Good evening, Blake Pedersen, members of the City Police, Brent Seconia, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor to be here. Thank you for inviting me here to this special event, and thank you to the Mawassan Society and the Blood Tribe Department of Health. I have participated in the events on Monday and Tuesday, and tonight, and will participate throughout the rest of the week. I am from the Northwest Territories, and I went to 3 different residential schools. Most of my family members went to residential school too, and I was taken away when I was 4 years old. And I was very small for my age. I don't remember being taken away, and I wasn't old enough to go to school. So the nuns put me in a corner, and they never communicated with me, mainly because I didn't know how to speak English and knew my slavey language, and they were constantly hitting me on the hands, telling me I'm stupid all the time because I was speaking my language and didn't know how to speak English. Of course, there was a lack of communication, but I wasn't the only one abused. The other children were verbally, mentally, physically, and sexually abused. We were told not to say anything, or we would get hit by a stick. Most of the kids were starving because the food was bad. We were never allowed to have any vegetables or fruit. The older kids tried to protect me because I was so small. But one of the older kids snuck me in the kitchen and fed me oranges, chicken, and a bun with peanut butter. And I just devoured it. And I asked them, why don't we get food like this? And she said it was only the nuns and the priests and the brothers, and that they had a banquet like this every day. She was telling me the truth because she was in the kitchen serving them every day. The big girls could not protect me 24 hours a day. Anyway, the other kids got to go home for summer, and my sister and I never got to go home. For 6 years, we stayed in the convent. The nuns and the priests would tell us that if we ever told anyone what was happening, that we would get a beating. We couldn't tell anyone anyway, because we never got to go anywhere. Finally, my sister and I got to go home when I was 10 years old. We were told that this was our mom and dad. And my sister and I hugged each other. And we didn't know what mom and dad meant. Mom and dad were total strangers. But anyway, they were quite happy to see us. Treated us good and fed us good food. My parents also attended residential schools, and they really didn't know how to be a parent. They didn't know how to love. Therefore, I didn't know either. I knew my Slavey language, but it was taken away from me. My entire culture was taken during the 6 years I attended residential schools. I told my dad's friend that I didn't learn anything in residential school. But he stated, "Oh yes, you did, Bertha. They taught you how to live in a white man's world, and they accomplished it." I am still living that way today. Some people do not believe some of these stories. But you know, I'm living proof. I'm here. A lot of my friends turned to alcoholism, drugs. Some have died. Some have committed suicide. It is sad. The fear was so overwhelming that after I left residential school, I was so scared of authority. I was scared of teachers, priests, policemen, doctors, and social workers. I have forgiven the people that hurt me, and I must move forward. I have forgiven, but I will never forget what happened. I spoke at the college and at my granddaughter's school, and it is beginning to be in the school system now. To sum it up, we must all live in harmony. Thank you very much for listening.